Assalamu alaikum. We are starting the class. This title is June 24, paper is 51. June 24, paper is 51. We started this paper as an introductory paper on that day. In our first class, we were discussing about the layout of the question. We discussed how the question should be answered. I think we had drawn the diagram also. We had drawn the diagram also, and we have mentioned the main important rules. So this is June 24. This is June 24, paper 51. This is June 24, paper 51. This is the motto of this system, this exam. This is June 24, 51. Achha, whenever paper 5 is being discussed, question number 1, I mean, whenever design question is discussed, this is the theme. The theme says think, plan, and organize a practical. This is our first question. So we are going very, very slow. So we get a grip that how we can answer, how we can prepare, and how we can plan this question. The question has marks allocation, and we have to give, we mentioned the variables 2 marks. We have to mention the procedure, which is 4 marks, and then method of analysis will carry 3 marks. Additional detail, which are called safety precautions, smart points, contain 6 marks. We had started this question, and the question was about a cylinder. The figure shows that we had started it and we had drawn a diagram. So it's basically type of reconnection, continuation. The diagram shows a small solid cylinder. The figure shows a small solid metal cylinder of mass m, length L, and diameter d. The cylinder is heated to a uniform temperature. The cylinder is then removed from the heat source, and the cylinder is wrapped in an insulating material. I hope people now able to recall the paper. The temperature of the room is TR. At time T, after the cylinder starts to cool, the surface temperature of the cylinder is TC. It is suggested that TC is related to small t by the relation TC minus TR is equal to ZE raised to power minus UAT upon MC, where A is the total surface area of the cylinder. Then small c is the specific heat capacity of the metal, and U and Z are constant. Then I had mentioned that these two lines are very important. Plan a laboratory experiment to test the relation between TC and T. And he says, draw a diagram showing the arrangement of your equipment. Explain how the results could be used to determine values for U and Z. Now we started, last time we wrote the variables. When you people see the sheets I had given, some people took the sheets and some people had this question. Some people took the sheets, some people had this question in their original books. Small t is the independent variable and tc is the dependent variable, where the tr is constant. This in my record you people had done, and then we started the idea of procedure. We started our thinking process, and this is the equation. I told you people that this equation will be the center of discussion. This equation will be the center of discussion temperature of cylinder after some delay. Tr is the room temperature, Z is a constant, M is the mass of cylinder, C is the specific heat capacity, A is the total surface area, time of cooling, time of cooling is small t. Now we have a constant capital U. But I had explained you people that this formula, this equation will be the center for our experiment. Paper 5 design question is not like a theory paper, it's not like a theory question, it's like a discussion paper. I mean, you are just imagine that you are sitting in a class and you are discussing the questions with your fellows and you want to make a procedure. It is this paper is like this. Now that to measure M, for measuring the mass, we have the pen balance. To measure the length of the cylinder and the diameter, we have vernier caliper, micrometer, and then we had this. How we used to find the measure D, that was the vernier caliper position. Then how we used to find the total surface area, that was A is equal to pi dl plus pi d square upon 2. Now, stopwatch time. Time can be determined for by a stopwatch, and how we measure the temperature. We have thermocouple, we have liquid in glass thermometer, we also have this apparatus. This is a heat sensor. This is a heat sensor which can cause temperature change. How we can heat up the cylinder, that was gas oven, and water bath can also be used instead of gas oven. Because the metal cylinder is going to be very hot, we are going to use this strong to move it. Insulation material, these are the insulation materials which are to cover the cylinder, which are supposed to cover the cylinder, and it can be used to protect the material. To determine C, we made this diagram, this whole apparatus. Look at this diagram. This is a immersion heater, a rod which is dipped in water. We have a thermometer. We have an immersion heater, rheostat, and this was our diagram number 1. This apparatus was used to determine the value of C. You can look at the equation. You people had copied it. PT is equal to MC theta and C is equal to VIT upon M into theta. Now move to the main diagram, diagram number 2, left to right. Left to right we will move. We will put the cylinder in oven. Remember, it's a metal cylinder, so it can be very hot within few seconds. You have to use a tongue to remove it, and then you simultaneously you put it the metal cylinder with aluminum foil as an insulation. Put it on an insulated mat. Simultaneously attach a thermometer and start a stop clock. And start a stop clock. Then we record the temperature at regular intervals of time. We record the temperature at regular intervals of time. This is going to be our process. So this diagram is also there. Now, I hope you people remember the script. There is a diagram area, we used it. Now there is a lined area, and this heading should be there. Otherwise, give the heading process or procedure. Give the heading process. Whenever you start a process, you have to remember that there is a conventional way of starting the paragraph. You people can use bulleting, but normally I advise bulleting in other things, but not in process. The first sentence, which is a patent sentence, is that arrange the apparatus as arrange the apparatus as shown. This is a patent sentence to start with. Okay. I will first cover my initial working. Look, this was my thinking process. Look, this was okay. I will start writing the procedure from here. This is in my memory. I have to remember that. And I have to start working from this position. So, okay, now you people have, I'm going to dictate the procedure. You people have to write it in a paragraph form. Bulleting is not good until you are very confident. Like in chemistry paper 5, people do bulleting. Here also we do, but not in procedure part because then a mistake can occur. Okay, I'm looking from here and I'm giving the dictation for it. So first you write, arrange the apparatus as shown. If any one of you lags behind, the person can speak on the mic to stop and repeat, or you can give me a message also. So I'm starting. So start with the idea. So from the point, arrange the apparatus as shown. Put the cylinder on a pen balance. Put the cylinder on a pen balance. Put the cylinder on a pen balance. Record the mass of the cylinder. Record record the mass of the cylinder. Record the mass of the cylinder. Use a ruler to record the length of the cylinder. Use a ruler to record the length of the cylinder. Now use a vernier caliper to determine the diameter of the cylinder. Take multiple readings and average. Now use the formula to calculate the total surface area. Now this is the formula on the screen. You have to copy the formula. A stopwatch is used to record the time interval of heating or cooling. Thermocouple is used to measure the temperature of the hot metal. Liquid in glass thermometer is used to determine the room temperature. Put the cylinder in a gas oven and heat it for a certain time, like 2 minutes. I repeat, put the cylinder in a gas oven and heat it for a certain time, say 2 minutes. Now, using a tongue, take out the cylinder and put it on an insulating mat. Now, using a tongue, take out the cylinder and put it on an insulating mat. Use a suitable insulation like aluminum foil to cover the cylinder. Use a suitable insulation like aluminum foil to cover the cylinder. The method to determine specific heat capacity is mentioned in diagram 1. The method to determine specific heat capacity is mentioned in diagram 1. Use thermocouple as shown to record the temperature at regular interval of time. Use thermocouple as shown to record the temperature at regular intervals of time. Stopwatch, record the time of cooling. Stopwatch records the time of cooling. Now this is the whole procedure, and if you go back now and you notice who were the variables, because now we are at the point of completing this procedure. Small t is the independent variable and tc is the dependent variable. What was tc? If you remember, look, uh, t is the independent variable. What is t? If you see the question, small t is the time of cooling. At time t after the cylinder starts to cool, the surface temperature of the cylinder is Tc. So you can change the time of cooling. You can allow the cylinder to cool for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then you notice the Tc. Definitely Tc will not go below the room temperature. So you have to remember, otherwise the function will become negative time t after the cylinder start cooling. Okay, this you have to remember. Now you come back on the diagram and you have to keep on flipping back forward. So you have to remember, you have to identify what actually question is looking for. Now I'm back on the diagram. Now आपको you have to write after that, you have to write after that, repeat the trial with the same cylinder. Repeat the trial with the same cylinder. Repeat the trial with with the same cylinder, but change the time of cooling. Repeat the trial with the same cylinder, but with a different time of cooling. Perform the experiment 5 times. Perform the experiment 5 times. and record the values in a table. Now, our next side heading, control of variables. You have to give us side heading, control of variables. We have written the procedure. We have made the diagram. Now make the heading, control of variables. What are control of variables? Control of variables mean control of variable means you have to identify which variable should change and which should remain constant. So what I'm doing, I'm changing small t, the time, and measuring tc. This is my control of variable. So copy this very small t and measure tc. Heading is there, method of analysis, 3 marks. Give the heading, method of analysis. Now look at this idea, what we are talking about, analysis. Analysis is simply y is equal to mx plus c. Now, TC minus TR is equal to ZE minus UAT. Our independent variable always comes on x-axis. Dependent variable comes always on y-axis. So now you people have to copy this. This is the recall. So the equation says TC minus TR is equal to ZE power minus UAT upon MC. Now look at my first step. I have taken ln on both sides. Whenever you want to manage exponent, you have to use ln. I have taken ln on both sides. Then I split the function and I rearrange it. Look at the working. Copy this working. Let me know when you people have copied it. Okay, Ahmed, got it. Anyone, please let me know once you people have copied it. Gee, anyone else who has copied it, please inform if you people have copied it. Okay, we are moving forward. Now look at this next step. ln E becomes 1. So ln Tc minus Tr is equal to minus UA upon MC. You will deliberately isolate small t, that is going to be your x, the variable, and then you have to compare it with the equation y is equal to mx plus c. You have to see this working. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now, when I move for the comparison, look, when I go for comparison, I will get m is equal to u a upon mc, x is equal to t, c is equal to ln z. This is linear law application. Copy this, copy this also. Now let's move forward. Then you will tell the examiner plot a graph of ln Tc minus Tr against T. Plot a graph of ln Tc minus Tr against T. The relationship is valid if the graph is a straight line not passing through origin. Why not passing through origin? Because our equation has a intercept C. Y intercept is not 0. So the line is not passing through origin. You have to copy this. Now look at this idea. Gradient is equal to minus UA upon MC. Rearrange to find U. Rearrange to find U. Then C is equal to ln Z. If you remove ln, the other side you will get E. This expression can calculate the value of Z. You have to copy this. This expression working shows how you will be finding the value of U and the value of Z. Now let's move for precautions. Give us side heading precautions. Now let us talk about precautions. Let's go to the apparatus again. Whenever you are thinking about precautions, remember there are two types of precautions. There are two types of precautions, accuracy precautions and safety precautions. Accuracy precautions and safety precautions, you have to mention them. So you can write the precautions in bulletin. So I am giving some precaution. This is the first question. So otherwise, the students have to contribute giving their suggestions. So you will mention now the first bullet precautions. I'm taking first safety precaution. Uh, use, this is the first bullet. Use therm use thermal insulation gloves. Use thermal insulation gloves as the cylinder would be very hot. As the cylinder would be very hot. Second bullet, switch off the electrical apparatus. Switch off the electrical apparatus and allow it to cool. Switch off the electrical apparatus and allow it to cool. The cylinder should be wrapped completely when you are covering it by aluminum foil. So cylinder should be wrapped completely. Next bullet. Thermocouple should be very close to the cylinder. Thermocouple should be very close to Thermocouple should be very close to the cylinder. Now, these are some of the precautions we will discuss in different questions. That there are two types of precautions: accuracy and safety. Uh, we have discussed the whole question. You can always check the marking scheme once you have done a question. They also mention the smart points, precautions, and you can say that they can also mention some of the points. So these are the points they have mentioned, but as they are in the marking scheme, so I'm not going to discuss them. Many of them we have already covered. So this is the end of the question. This is June 24, paper 41, and we are stopping here, and we will continue, inshallah, in our next class.